We've been talking about how important this covenant is that we're in, right? We're not a religious people, right? So we're not going to read stuff just so we can read it, so we can say that we know it and we can regurgitate it. We need to understand it. But I want to read to you the covenant. Every Shabbat, I want to read the covenant. The words that were spoken to the children of Israel on Mount Sinai. That mountain was actually called the mountain of the sword, which brings vengeance upon anyone who goes against it. These are not human words. These are not words that were given from a man. These are words from the living Elohim. And the first thing he said is, Anoki Yahweh Elohecha. I am Yahweh, your Elohim. Personal, not to a group, to you. Okay? Meaning that I am the one who caused you to come out from the land of Mitzrayim, Egypt, from the house of bondage. Lo telile de lilaka, the Elohim akurim de alapanai. That's the second thing he said, which is, and he doesn't want us to forget this, there shall never exist to you an Elohim after me. Never. Never before my face. He also tells us that lo, meaning never, absolutely never shall you say, you shall make to you a lekah, a fasel, a tumuna, meaning that any image of any likeness of anything in which asher in the bas shamayim, that's in the heavens, that includes the stars, the sun, the moon, or anything that even flies in the heavens, in the sky, the birds, anything, a particle, nothing, okay? And also why I share the ba'adretz, everything that is upon the earth. You are to never make a likeness of anything. And why I share the ba'mayim, anything that's in the water beneath the earth. The mitakath, anything that's in it or beneath it, you shall never make an image of. He tells us also too, in his covenant, that I don't want you to ever lotha tishtakaway. Tishtakaway means I don't want you to prostrate yourself down to anything except for me. I don't want you to walo. Never are you to serve the avadim, you to serve anything other than me. He also tells us why, because Ki Anoki Yahweh. I am Yahweh, your Elohecha. I am your Elohim. I'm El Konah. El means the power one, the mighty Elohim that is jealous. I'm jealous for my name. And I'm jealous for your adoration. I'm jealous for your worship. I'm jealous for your mind. I'm jealous for your time. I'm jealous for your resources. When you put yourself down on the ground, you're putting yourself, all of you, and everything that belongs to you. You're saying that I'm giving it all. And Yah is saying that I'm an El Konah, I'm a jealous Elohim. He says that meaning that I am the one who is going to give an account of the fathers, the transgressions and the twistedness of the fathers upon their children. Not just sons, daughters too, all your children. All the way up to, they were all the Shilashim, the third, and the Rebaim, the fourth generations. That what? Lasonai, those who hate me. I'm going to come and visit them. I am visiting them right now. So often we try to understand, well, why is the Most High doing this for certain families and other families not? Because there's a group of people out here that Lasonai, that hate Yah. Okay? Wa ose, I am making. Kaset ala alafim, I'm making to the 1,000 generations mercy and compassion for those who la'ohovai, those who love me. And those who are ulul shomorei, shamar, guarding my mitzvotah, my commandments. Now, Yah was talking to them out of fire, so these words are supposed to be resonating with us. You have to love Yahweh. If either you love him or you hate him. Lo tisa, meaning you shall never bear or carry the name of Yahweh your Elohim for lasha, meaning to never say that it's a lie and there's something false and saying something about me that's not true. Why? Because kilo, meaning I will never, Yanakwe, consider to be innocent anybody that says something about me that's not true, and especially about my name, which is my reputation. That right there is the first part of the covenant. That's it. The second part of this covenant is talking about today. He says, Shemor, that's a constant guarding of this yom, this day. This day, and we know what daylight is. We know that Yah changed the order to la yom. He named it Waiyetze yom, the light that you see outside. That gives testimony and witness to the Most High's power of creation. That's the reason why he made the day, is to reveal the light, to show everything that he has made. And you and I are supposed to guard this day, this HaShabbat, for Quadasho, for that which is set apart. That's what we're supposed to guard, not just to guard the day, but guard the sanctity of the day, which means that you and I will not include or allow anyone or anything to come into this day and try to defile it with unclean foods, or talking about your business, or talking about your work, or lifting your hand to do something that you had 6 days to do, or having conversations that have nothing to do with Shabbat. Today is the day to learn about our Elohim. Today is to open your eyes and look outside and go for a walk and see all the wonderful things that Yah has made. Lift up your eyes towards the heavens and see the Lash Shemesh that Yah has made. See the clouds, the Anan that you can see that is passing by, that provides water and coolness in the Ruach. You can see the wind blowing along the trees that Yah has made. You can see the insects and the birds and the Ophanim flying around. See, these are things that you and I have never been taught about the quarter show of HaShabbat. You see? Don't go out and start buying gas and buying food and all this kind of stuff. You're participating in what the nations are doing, and Yah says, not for you. As he declared to us this week, that he says to us that, listen, Sheshef, meaning 6 days, Yamim, the Ta'avod, and Waiyetze, you shall do all of your work, and you shall make all of the things that you have done. Or your malaktika, everything that's supposed to you have done, this is what I want you to do. You have 6 days to do what you need to do, corresponding to the 6 days that I used to do what I wanted to do. Now is the time for rest. And on this day, the Yom Shabbat, on this Yom Shavi'i, which is the 7th day of the Shabbat, to Yahweh your Eloheka, never shall you do any malacha, which we talked about earlier this week. They said malacha is connected to being a malak. And a malak is a messenger. You're sending a message when you do work. You're sending a message when you don't do work. The message that you're sending is that Yah is Elohim when you don't do any work on this day. So you don't want to get it mixed up, and you don't want to get out of line with the message. You don't want your life to be recognized as somebody who didn't do what you were supposed to do. This is for the children of Israel and all those who join themselves to him. He says that on this day, for you, the Atah, the Udvinka, which is your son, you Uvitika, your daughter, your Aptika, your servant if you have one, your Amatika, your female servant, your Shodraka, which is your oxen, your Wakomadraka, which is your donkey, and what called a Behemdaka, and all of your cattle, anything that is used for work, and what Gedraka, and the stranger, in which is Asher the Bishoraka, the one who's living inside of your vicinity and your gates and your territory. Why? Lama'an, so you can understand for the purpose and the intent of your Noach, so you can get the rest, your Abdika and your Amatika, your servants and your animals and your people who are around you. Where? In your territory. This is for you. Just like you, Komoka. Okay. Then he says this. He says that he needed us to remember was a karta the key, the aved, the hayati, and the Ba'al of Misraim, meaning that he said, I need you to remember that you were and existed as a slave in the land of Misraim. That's connected to the Shabbat. So I'm delivering you out of Misraim so I can take away that bondage and that oppression and that pressure that they were putting on you all during the week, every single day of your life. If it wasn't for Yah removing us out of that place, our people would have still been in bondage even to this day. And this is the reason why Yah has told us that I need you to remember Zakarta. I need you to Zakarta, the key that you were a servant and you existed in the land of Misraim, and that Waiyetze, which goes to our Torah portion today, the word Yatsa means to go out. It says, Waiyetze, Yahweh has caused you to come out, Eloheka, your Elohim, from there by the hand of a strong hand and with an outstretched arm. And thus Yahweh has commanded you to la'asot this day of the Yom Shabbat. That's the part of the covenant, which you and I can do what he just said, all the way from the first word all the way to where we just stopped. The last part of this is that I want you to honor your father and your mother, just as I've commanded you, for the purpose and intent that you may increase your days upon the land, and that it may go good with you while you're on the earth that Yahweh your Eloheka is giving to Noten de Laka, to you. I don't want you to lo tirtzak. I don't want you to murder anybody. You shall never murder anybody, and while lo shall you thignaf. You shall never commit adultery. That will never be part of who you are. Walo thignov. You will never, ever be allowed to steal something from anybody. And walo ta'ane de balreika dia de shua. You shall never answer your neighbor in a false way. That means if somebody asks you a question, you tell them the truth, because that's who you are. That's the covenant that you and I are in. And never, walo thakmod, you shall never desire your wife of your neighbor, because she is his possession. That thakmod is to say that I'm going to say something to you. I'm going to delight in you in some type of way. I'm going to tell you how nice and how pretty you are. I'm going to tell you how smart you are. I'm going to tell you this and this and that. I'm going to direct your attention away from your husband. Yah says, as men, you shall never do that. So you men that are listening, Yah is telling you and I today, don't you open your mouth to say nothing to another man's wife. Period. Walo. You shall never thitave. You shall never delight in the house of your neighbor. Never to look upon what they have and what they have achieved and say, I want that. Okay. And his field, his servants, his female servants, his ox, his donkey, or anything that belongs to your neighbor. That's Yah's covenant. Those are the words that he spoke to us on Mount Sinai. And then he stopped. Because if he would have spoke any other words, they would have died. Okay? That's the covenant. That's what this is all about. Is that what I just read to you? Now, does that seem like that's a little too difficult to do? Does that seem like it's so unbearable that you can't do the day that he's talking about? You can't respect your neighbor. You can't tell the truth. You got to take something from him. What is it? You can't respect your mother and your father. What is it? What's so hard about what he said? Nothing is difficult for those who want to do what Yah says. But I like the fact that he said he brought us out, which brings us to our Torah portion today that talks about how the Most High has said that I have caused you to come out from the land where you were existing as slaves. I've done that for you. I've done it. And he's going to do something again. I'm going to try to move a little quickly through the slides that we have today, this presentation. Your Torah portion said that Waiyetze, and he went out. Okay? This word is stemmed in the idea of what they would say something unclean. It means to be forced out. It's excrement, like a person going to the bathroom. That's the root of this word, to come out, to be pushed out. So when you think about this, you say, well, that's gross. Well, no, it's part of life. If something doesn't come out and it stays in, you can get sick. It's actually the way the Most High chose to get toxins out of us, to move things out from us. Every part of our bodies are used to teach us something about what the Most High is saying. Every part of you, every single part of you, whether you're a male or female, is telling you something about the Most High. And we've never made that connection because we're like, ooh, that's gross. No, yes, it's unclean, but there's a process. There's a reason why Yah has given it to us. So why would he share Waiyetze or Waiyetze here with us, talking about he went out? Because the Most High is pushing something out. He's not just pushing Yaakov out from his family. He's going to push something else out of him. Okay? And the only way it can come out, it has to be forced out. Do you understand? Waiyetze also talks about how he had an encounter. You're not going to have an encounter with Yah until you do come out. Waiyetze can also mean for a child to be able to come out of a woman. Hotze, what Yah said, I caused you to come out of the land of Mizraim, out of the house of bondage. You see? So all these different ideas, put your device on mute, Q, thank you. All these different ideas about Waiyetze has to do with being pressed out and coming out. This is what the Most High wants us to know. He said Yaakov went out from Beersheba. He went out from Beersheba and he traveled toward Koran, and he came to a certain place and stayed the night there because the sun had set, and he took a stone from that place and he put it under his head and he laid down there to sleep, and he dreamt that there was before him a ladder resting on the ground with its top reaching heaven, and the Malachim of Yahweh were going up and down on it, on this ladder. Then suddenly Yahweh was standing above it. What? The ladder. And he said, I am Yahweh, the Elohim of Abraham, your father, and the Elohim of Yitzchak. The land in which you are lying, I will give to you and your descendants. Your descendants will be as numerous as the grain of dust on the earth. Oh, praise be to the mighty Yah. So prior to this, the Most High has told our fathers, Abraham, I need you to look up at the stars in the heavens and see if you can count them. He told our father Yitzchak, look at the sand of the grains of sand. Your descendants will be as numerous. Then he tells Yaakov, when he comes out, that your descendants are going to be as numerous as the grains of dust of the earth, which can't be counted. So the purpose of Yah telling him to and sending him out is to be able to build a relationship with him. He's going to build a relationship with him, and he needs to come out. You will expand to the west, okay, and to the east, and to the north, and to the south. By you and your descendants, all the families of the earth will be blessed. That word right there, it means that they are going to bend the knee to your descendants. Look, I am with you I will guard you wherever you go and bring you back into this land, because I won't leave you until I have done what I promised you. The question is, has Yah brought about everything that he just said? Who wants to take a shot at it? Has he expanded the children of Israel, Jacob, to the east and to the west and to the north and to the south? And has all the families of the earth bent the knee to Israel? Have they? No, they haven't. But Yah says, I won't leave you. I will not neglect you until I have done what I promised. Our brother Lucas has asked a question. So are you saying that Yah is going to leave? At one point, he's going to leave us? At this moment, Yah is letting him know that the only way that you're going to be able to, I'm going to fulfill everything I need to do before I don't have to do it anymore. I have to cause things to happen in order for things to come about as I said. So I'm not going to neglect what I said. So if I'm talking about pushing you towards the east, I'm going to do that. If I'm talking about pushing you towards the west, I'm going to do that. If I'm going to need you to put you in the north and I need you to put you in the south, I'm going to do that. There's going to come a time where I'm not going to have to do all this work anymore. There's going to come a time where I'm going to be at rest from trying to make sure that I bring about what I've said to you. I'm working in your life, but I'm not going to neglect you. I'm not going to do that. Okay. This is a very important word. In the Hebrew, I got the word up here, and it's called azav. Okay. Azav. And that means to neglect. I'm not going to forsake you. I'm not going to leave you. Right? So the Most High wants to give us comforting words like he's telling our Father. This is the reason why it's here. He says, until I have done what I promised you. Okay? So he went out so he can find out whether or not Yah was going to forsake him. And the Most High did not forsake Yaakov. Okay? So people will answer. Now, I'm bringing up this for us is because I want you to understand Yah has not forsaken us, but we have forsaken him. So this message, this teaching might rub us a little hard today. It might make you feel a certain type of way. Okay. It says people will answer it's because they abandoned the covenant of Yahweh, the Elohim of their fathers, which he made with them, that he brought them out from the land of Mitzrayim. I read the covenant to us today is because the Most High says is because the people are going to say they abandoned the covenant. This is the reason, and which is of their fathers. Our fathers are Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, which he made with them when he brought them out of the land of Egypt. They abandoned that covenant, the one that we read today. They neglected that. They went and they served other gods, prostrating themselves, which we went over in our covenant. The Most High says that you shall not lo tistakaway, meaning you shall not prostrate yourselves to them before these gods, to Lehem, and neither shall you serve them. He says these gods that they have not known, which he did not assign them. You see? So that was the purpose for Yah extricating us and pushing us out of our land, is because we neglected the covenant. For this reason, the anger of Yahweh blazed up against this land and brought upon it every curse written in the scroll. And Yahweh, in anger and fury, incensed with indignation, uprooted them from their land and threw them out into another land as it is today. This is part of the process of being brought out. Waiyetze. I'm going to bring you out because there's a purpose. Okay? The purpose is that you have abandoned me. This is the reason, because you've abandoned me. And how did you abandon me? You have abandoned me by not doing the Torah. Here in Proverbs, in chapter number 28, it says, those who abandon the Torah praise the wicked. What is the Torah? Somebody tell me. What is the Torah?
The law, instruction.
It's the instructions. It's Yah pointing his finger to tell us This is the direction that I want you to walk. The wicked, often we just think there are a whole bunch of people that have some horns on them. Okay? The wicked are the people. So let's bring some clarity. The wicked are the ones who have left the path. That's the wicked. When it says that they're the transgressors, they're the ones who went out of the path. If the path is saying go this direction, they went outside that and they went to another direction. The wicked are the ones who say that I want to go in another way. I'm going in my own way. They don't want to be pointed with the finger to tell them to go this way. The wicked said, I'm not going that way. So when it says those who abandon the Torah, okay, listen to this. Those who abandon, those who azab, those who forsake, those who leave the Torah, praise, they're bringing light, because that's what praise is. Remember halal? They're bringing light to the wicked. They're making the wicked shine instead of bringing light to Yah. Those who keep the Torah, those who guard the Torah, fight them. That means that they literally say, we're going to go into a battle with them. I'm going to go battle them. I'm going to put up a war. I'm going to incite a war with them. Now, why would Yah want you to fight them? Why does he want you to fight them? He wants you to fight them because they're not guarding his way. You don't fight them physically. You fight them spiritually. You fight them mentally. You fight them with education. You fight them with knowledge. I fight literally every day with people, and they hate my knowledge. You think you're better than me. Why are you making it complicated? Why are you saying it has to be this way? Why are you saying this? Why are you saying we need to learn the Hebrew language? Why are you saying that English is an abstract thought and a belief system predicated upon what somebody feels and not what it is? They hate your knowledge. And the reason why they hate it is because you're getting your knowledge from the Torah. You're getting visual observation. You and I both know that eating unclean foods is bad for your health. And when you tell them that, it makes them upset. When you tell them that they don't have the spirit of the living Elohim living in their filthy bodies while they're in the land of their enemies, they get upset. Because what they're trying to do is they're trying to go on another path. You stir up a fight. You do not allow a wicked person to tell you that what you're doing is wrong. That's one of the things that Christianity has been very successful at, which is to teach us how to be what you would say passive and let people just do things to you, slap you and turn the other cheek. Don't say nothing. Don't be about contention. Don't fight. No. Yah tells us that you need to be on guard. The reason why he's saying those who guard the Torah is because those who are guarding the Torah are the what? Let me tell you. This week, I told you that the Most High said that you are Malachim. You thought they were just angels. No, you are messengers. The messengers of Yahweh are the ones who are going to guard the Torah, the message. And you and I guard that by the way that we live our lives. That's how you guard this. Okay? That's how you fight them. With your words and with your actions. You don't want to be the one who has abandoned the Torah. When the people ask, why has Yahweh our Elohim done all these things to us? You are to give them this answer, just as you abandoned me and serve gods in your own land, so likewise you will serve strangers in a land that is not our own. What's the connection? They abandoned me. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to abandon them to their gods. So what you're going to do now is you're going to serve your gods. And I'm going to show you that the gods that you serve are equivalent. Okay. They're equal to each other. Okay. So when you're talking about those gods that you were serving, they're equivalent to the strangers that you're going to serve. That's the way, how you're going to find out whose God is who. Since you like to serve other gods, I'm going to have you serve strangers. So you can really see that what God they serve. Because they don't serve me. Like in your Torah portion, Lavan didn't serve the Most High. He served the gods of his father, Nahor. Do you remember he said that when he made a covenant with Jacob? He said, you swear by your God, and I'll swear by my God. And then it says that Yaakov swore by Yahweh. He didn't swear by the God of Lavan. You see? So Yah's telling us that, guess what? The gods that you have served, they're equivalent to strangers. Because these are gods that you don't know. That's why I got to send you to strangers, because you don't know them either. And when you don't know them, you don't know their customs, you don't know their culture, you don't know their language, you don't know anything. And then I'm going to show you through these strangers based on how they act and what they do and what they eat. I'm going to show you. And so when you start serving these strangers like you were serving the gods, what's going to happen is you're going to start acting a certain way. You're going to start doing certain things, and you're going to start eating certain stuff. And everything that you're doing and that you're eating is eventually going to kill you. So I'm letting you know that the gods that you've served are no good for you, just like the strangers that you're going to go serve. See? So this is Yah's way of making sure that we get paid back so we can get our understanding. When we abandon Yah, we're saying that we want strangers to be our Elohim. And he gave it to us. That's the reason why we're here. Many nations will pass by this city. This is what the Most High said in the book of Jeremiah. And they shall say to one another, why has Yahweh done such a thing to this great city? What did he do? He destroyed it. The answer will be because they abandoned the covenant of Yahweh, their Elohim, and worshiped other gods. So what we see, everyone, is like if we abandon the covenant of Yah, there's nothing but disaster. That's the reason why we have to learn the covenant of Yah. We got to go back to the covenant of Yah. We got to go do our part. That is an agreement and a contract that we went over last week. That this is what Yah is saying that I need you to do. If you don't do it, then you're forsaking me. David did not want Yah to forsake him. And neither should you and I. He said, you are my help. Don't abandon me. Don't leave me. Elohim, my savior. Yah has been a savior to us. He may have not saved us when we wanted him to save us, but he's going to save us. Yah is not going to forsake you and I. Even though my father and my mother have left me, same word there, Azav. Yahweh will care for me. This is what King David said. You mean your father and your mother will leave you? Yes, they will. They leave you in death. They leave you in a whole bunch of other ways. They'll leave you because you don't want to come over for Christmas. They'll leave you because you don't celebrate Thanksgiving. They'll leave you because you don't want to dress your kids up for Halloween. They'll leave you because you said you can't eat the shrimp and the lobster no more. Not just your mother and father, but everybody is connected to them. Why is this important? Because right now, you and I have to azav. We have to abandon those who are not willing to follow the Most High. And that's a tough deal. It's a tough deal. But this is the reason why Yah wants us to come out. Because he knows that your mother and your father will fail you. Some marriages will fail because one party wants to do what's right and the other one doesn't. That's just the way it is. So there's a purpose for Yaakov coming out. Yaakov awoke from his sleep and he said, truly, Yah was in this place. This is what you read in your Torah portion. And I didn't know it. Then he became afraid and said, this place is fearsome. This has to be the house of Elohim. This is the gate of heaven. What he had was an encounter with the Most High. He was brought out, and the circumstances of his life pushed him out so he can come to be able to fear Yah. and he became afraid. And he understood. This wasn't just something like just a regular dream. He got up and went on his way. He considered what he saw in his dream. It was very significant. And he understood that which I saw in my dream has to be true. I've never seen nothing like this before. He said he's the Elohim of my father. He mentions my father to me, Abraham and Yitzchak. And then he shows me this ladder. Why? So he would be able to understand that he needs to fear Yah. And that the place in which he was at is called Bethel, the house of Elohim. So this is where the idea of Yahweh letting our Father know that, guess what? I have an intention to have my house in this place, in this Bamakom, where your father Yaakov was. So the idea of a temple was first introduced here. And also, too, we understand that Yah is interactive with what? With humanity. Because he says this is the gate of heaven. Because when he saw Malachim going up and down and ascending and descending upon it. So there is a direct relationship between the heaven and the earth. This is his connection. So the only person who's ever saw this, right? This ladder wasn't given to Abraham. It wasn't given to Yitzchak. It was given to Yaakov. And you got to ask yourself the question, why did he not reveal this in a dream to Abraham? Because that was not Abraham's experience. It wasn't necessary for Abraham to see this. Just like it wasn't necessary for Yaakov to understand that Yah was going to come to him and talk to him about Sodom and Gomorrah. So Yah's letting us know that, guess what? Every one of you as the descendants or people are going to have your own experience with me. And the reason why you're going to have an experience with the Most High is because you're going to have an encounter with him is because you need to be afraid. You need to come to this fear. There's a fear factor that's involved. And I told you the other week, I was like, hey, have you ever had experience with the Most High? And a lot of us was like, no, but guess what? We are going to have an experience. You and I are going to come to see Yah. That's what I'm trying to tell you. You're going to have an experience with the Most High when he brings you out. The only way you and I are going to have this experience is when Yah brings us out. So you and I will be learned how to fear Yah. We're going to have our own experience. I want you to take a real close look at this picture. Now, from where you are on your screen and you're looking at it, I want you to look all the way up to it. Look up to the heavens and you can see these different rungs, these different times and what they have to do to get up this ladder. What they got to do to descend upon this ladder. You see, it's a matter of elevation. And the experience that Yah wants to have with us is one of elevation. This is the reason why he gave a ladder to him, not just to show him the connection between the heavens and the earth, but to also let him know that it's going to come time for him to ascend. He's going to have to ascend up to the knowledge of the Most High. And that's going to be coming next week. But during the process of that, everyone is going to have their experience. Okay. So in the morning, Yaakov saw that he was with Leah. Now, this is part of your Torah portion. And he said to Lavan, what kind of thing is this that you have done to me? He was deceived. He said, didn't I work for Rachel? Why have you deceived me? The word for deceive right here is not Yaakov. It's called Ramah. So when Yah sent him out is for him to be deceived. He sent Yaakov out to be deceived. So this will be part of his experience. Okay. Ramah comes from the two letters right here. There's Rosh, R-O-S-H, okay, which is for the head. Actually, the name of it is called Resh, R-E-S-H. But it's meaning a head, a Rosh, okay, means head, means the top, okay. Then the next letter that you have is this Mem right here, okay, M-E-M, called a Mem, okay. And the Mem is an M in English, okay. And what it means is water, okay. So what we're looking at is the top of the water. And you say, well, how does that make sense? Well, the top of the water means to rise, okay. That's what it means. So when you're looking at this ladder, it means to rise, meaning you're going up, okay. So what Yaakov was saying, he says, listen, how many years did he work for Rachel?
7.
Yes, 7 years.
7 years.
Right? He worked 7 years. All right. So the whole 7 years, he said it was just like one day to him. So what he was doing, everyone, he was climbing his ladder. Every time he'd get through a year, he'd climb and climb, and he'd get higher and he'd get higher and he'd get higher. So he can finally come to his what? His goal, his end, which was to have his wife. Okay. What this man did was he allowed him to climb the ladder. Okay. For years and years and years. And then what he did to him was he pushed him and cast him down from the ladder. He made him believe that things were going to be good for him. But he deceived him. So what Yah's telling us is that when you're rising up, right? When you're being lifted up, okay? To rise means to be lifted up. I'm sorry for writing all over the place. When you are being lifted up, you got to be careful because people will lift you up. And one of the things that Yah is telling us is that the nations have lifted us up. They have caused you to believe that you're going to get something that you're not going to get. They're deceiving you, okay? They're lifting you up and then they're going to cast you down. That's the plan. So no matter how successful you are, you're still going to be thrown down. And here soon, you and I are going to see that. We're going to see this in the financial system. Just a little side note. You're going to see this. You're going to see where the world has made you believe that your wealth is your protection. Everything that you got in the bank, you think it's going to save you. And it's not. You think that your job and your education is going to save you. And it's not. You think your relationships that you have with people in high power is going to save you and your friends, and they're not. You think your family is going to save you, and they're not. You're literally going to be cast down. That's the whole goal of everything, is to cast you down, to make you believe something that's not true. You're being deceived, okay? And that's hard for us because we don't want to think that someone would actually do this to us. We don't want to think that a family member like an Uncle Levon would do something like this to us. So this whole time, Yaakov is going through his life and he's building himself up just so he can be torn down. In your Torah portion that's connected to your Haftarah, it said this in the book of Hosea: my people are hanging in suspense about returning to me. And though they call them upwards, no one makes a move. When I read that, I didn't really understand it until I looked at the word upwards in Hebrew, and it's again the same word. It means Ramah. So Ramah has a positive and it has a negative connotation, okay? So in the negative, it means to be cast down. In the positive, it means to be brought upwards. So what the Most High is saying, that when a person is in suspense about returning to me, this return is to shuv. That means to repent. They're not willing to repent. They're not willing to turn their ways. They're not willing to go back up this ladder. They figured, well, I've already been cast down. There's no reason to go up because all that's going to happen again is I'm going to fall off again or somebody's going to throw me down. So they don't want to put any more effort in going upwards. And that's the problem, because the Most High is asking the children of Israel that, look, even though you're going to be cast down by your uncle and your family and your wealth and all this kind of stuff, I'm telling you that I want you to come upwards. I'm not going to cast you down. I'm going to bring you up. I want you to climb this ladder to me. I want you to come meet me. I want you to be the Malachim that you saw that were going up and down, because those are my servants and they're the ones who are bringing my message from the heavens to the earth. And that's the reason why I called you to be my Malachim, to be my messengers. That's the reason why I told you, I gave you the covenant about my Shabbat, because on that day, you're not supposed to do any malaka, because you're a malak that says I'm guarding Yah's words. The reason why I told you to respect your mother and your father is because that's my message that I want you to tell the world. I want you to be the messenger to tell everyone that I am Yahweh, Anoki Yahweh Eloheka, who hotzitika, you from the land of Mizraim. I'm the one who caused you to come out from there. I want you to give that message. But I want you to keep coming up. I don't want you to stay down. So there's going to take some work, like you saw the Malachim ascending and descending. There's work that needs to be done. And that's what I'm calling you to do. I'm calling you to make a move. That's what I want for you as my people. Don't be in suspense. Don't be in delay about returning to me because you're uncertain about what your outcomes are going to be. Because I already told you that I'm not going to leave you and I'm not going to forsake you like you did me. Speaking about experiences, which one of Jacob's wives is this right here?
Leah.
Rachel, no?
Look at the letters.
Leah.
Leah. Yahweh said, Yahweh has seen my affliction. That's what she said. That was her experience. Which one of her sons is this? Yahweh has seen my affliction. Take a guess. What's the name of this son? It has to do with seeing.
Reuven.
Reuven. This first part of his name, Reu, right here means to see. And then the Ven right here is the son. That's Reuven. That was her experience. She was afflicted. And she was building, or she had an experience with Yah. She came from a house of idolatry. But even in her family was idolatrous, she was still being afflicted. Even though she had a relationship with the Most High, she was still being afflicted. And Yah gave her a son called Reuven. Reuven. Excellent. Yahweh has heard. I'm unloved. What son is this?
Shimon.
That is Shimon, which his name has the letters of Shema in it, meaning to hear. Yah heard that I'm unloved. Didn't sound like she had a great experience in life, but Yah was still with her. My husband will be joined to me. What is the name of this son?
Lewi.
Lewi. Lewi. That's him, Lewi. Shepherd's staff. The Y connected to the hand. The one who's going to be joined, the family that Yah chose to join himself to the children of Israel. I will praise Yahweh.
Yehuda.
Yahudah. Do you see her experience? She's been afflicted. Yah has heard that she's unloved. And now she'll be joined to her husband, and I will praise Yahweh. What's the name of this slave girl here? First letter is a bet, starting with the sound B.
Bilhah.
Bilhah. Bilhah. Elohim is judged. This is the name of which son of Bilhah? And this is Raquel's slave girl.
Was it Don?
Don, excellent. Don, D-A-N. Don. That means Elohim has judged. Don. From Bilhah, the slave girl. My wrestlings. What's the name of this son that Bilhah had for Raquel? My wrestlings. Huh?
Naphtali.
Naphtali. That tali, that I right there is my wrestlings. I've wrestled with my sister. What's the name of this slave girl of Leah? This is a Zion, letter Z.
Zilpah.
Zilpah. Zilpah, what is the name of her son? Good fortune has come.
Sure.
Ooh,
God.
God.
Okay. Yeah.
G-A-D. God. God. His name means good fortune. Zilpah had another experience for Leah. How happy am I? How
Ashur.
happy I am, excuse me, huh?
Ashur.
Asher. Asher. And Asher's name means happiness. Asher. Asher also means to be blessed. Asher also means to, like a cord, to tie. It's to bind something. And you'll see this word used over thousands of times when the Most High said, listen what he said. He said that I am Yahweh. Anoki Yahweh Eloheka, right? Asher. I'm letting you know I'm connected. I'm tying the cord to who I am, to what I did. I'm the one who brought you out. I'm tying the cord to the action, to who did the action. I'm Anoki Yahweh Eloheka, Asher Hotzitika. I'm the one who brought you out. And because I brought you out, you should be happy. Happiness. This is Leah's experience again. Elohim has given me wages. What's the name of this son? Who's this son? Wages. Yissachar. Within his name is this word called Sakar. She said that he's my wages. He's my Sakari. Why? How did she end up being his wages? What did she do in order to get this son?
She gave her some love apples.
Yes, some mandrakes. Yes. Yeah. She was able to get, and why was she able to do that? Somebody tell me. Why did she, when she gave the mandrakes, she sold the mandrakes for who? She gave them.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Leah sold them. What's her name? The other one. Leah, not Leah, or Raquel.
Yeah.
So, I can't think of her name right now. It escapes me.
Raquel did the mandrakes so she can sell, so she can give Yaakov to Leah. She said, if you give me your mandrakes, I'll give you Yaakov tonight. Do you remember the statement that she said, that when she said, hey, let me get those mandrakes? This is where Raquel said to her sister, and her sister was like, is it not enough? Is it a small thing? Did you take it, my husband? Now you want my mandrakes? And she said, hey, listen, I'll give you him tonight. So what it was is Yaakov was dwelling in the tents with Raquel. He wasn't living with Leah. So he wasn't intimate with her. So what she did is she bought him for the night. And as a result of that, as it was going down, she prayed. And you can read it in its proper context, that while she was with her husband, she prayed to Yah during that moment, and the Most High heard her and has given her her wages because of what she did, because she sold her, she gave her handmaidens over to, to bear children to her husband. And she said, this is my wages, so thank you. You know what I mean? So the Most High heard her. So that's Yissachar. Elohim has given me a wonderful endowment. Who is this?
Zebulun.
That's Zebulun. Now my husband is going to now Yah has bestowed upon me this great bountiful gift. So now he's going to give me Zevulun, because now Zevulun, my husband, now is going to dwell with me, because now I've given him 6 sons. And Leah had another experience, and it was her final one. Who is this?
Oh, it was like the daughter, the girl,
Yes, the daughter. And what's her name?
like Dinah or
Yeah,
something.
Dinah. So we got like Dan, but it's Dinah. So you can see Dan in here. Okay, Dinah is still the letters of Dan. Right? So that means judgment. Okay. So she had a daughter. Yah gave her a daughter called Judgment. All right.
I have a question.
Sure.
Is there any significance that Leah had the most children?
Yes, there is a significance, and we're going to show you what it is in just a moment. Yeah, I got you. Because, well, number one, she's hated. Okay, right? She's hated. So the one who's hated gets more children. Raquel, she had an experience. And what was her experience with the Most High? Elohim has taken away my disgrace. Who's this? This is her first experience. Yah had heard her and he remembered her.
It was Yosef.
That's Yosef. Okay. Yosef, his name means to add to, right? But the experience that she had was, she said, Elohim has taken away my disgrace, my shame, because I haven't been able to bear a child. So Yah is going to take away my disgrace. So let's look at this. I'm going to show you something, right, that was shown to me by the Most High. What is the significance of all these children? What's the significance of all their names? Why is Yah letting us know these names and these times and when the circumstances in which they were born? Is for a reason. Listen very carefully. I want you to hear the story. This is the story. Yahweh has seen my affliction, and Yahweh has heard that I'm unloved. And I will be joined, my husband will be joined to me, and I will praise Yahweh. Elohim has judged my wrestlings. The good fortune has come because of my wrestlings, and how happy I am. Elohim has given me my wages. Elohim has given me a wonderful endowment and a gift. He has given judgment. Elohim has taken away my disgrace. So basically, their names of these sons and the times in which they were born and the circumstances they're telling us a story about what Yah has done. Yah has seen the affliction of his people, and that Yah understands, and he hears that Israel's unloved. They are unloved by everybody. Okay. And Yah's goal is to bring Israel to be joined finally to their husband, which is Yah. And then once we're joined to Yah, we will praise Yah when we're joined to him. Because Elohim has judged. He's judged what? He's judged our situation, and he's understood our wrestlings that we've had, right? Not only with others, but within ourselves and with him. And also too, that Elohim, because of this, good fortune has come to us, right? And after you have that fortune, he's saying, well, this is how happy you're going to be. I'm going to be very me my wages. Elohim has finally given me a wonderful gift, right, of judgment. Okay. The judgment, once the judgment happens, then after the judgment happened, Yah has taken away my disgrace. Yah is going to judge the world. And after he judges the world, then that's when your disgrace is going to be taken away. After he judges the world, then that's when you're going to be this wonderful gift. That's when you're going to receive your wages for all your work. That's when you're going to be happy. That's when your fortune is going to come from all your wrestlings, all the times and struggles that you've been having. Yah has seen those things. He's actually witnessed it. He has judged these things. And because of this, when all this happens, you're going to praise Yah because you're going to be joined to him as your husband. Because Yah has heard that you're unloved. And Yah has seen your affliction. Praise be to the mighty Yah. Yahweh, my strength, my fortress, my refuge in the time of trouble. The nations will come to you from the ends of the earth, saying, our ancestors inherited nothing but lies. Feudal idols, completely useless. That word useless right there is Ramah. Everything, listen, we've been lied to. The nation's been, they have inherited lies that they've been telling you and I. And the only way they're going to come out of this is when Yah brings judgment. But there has to be a time of trouble. There's going to be trouble. Yah's going to cast down the nations because they've been lifted up in pride and arrogance and thinking that their gods is the gods who created the heavens and the earth. The same stuff that they've been doing on like last week or this week with Thanksgiving and next week or a couple of weeks, you know, you're going to have this whole holiday celebration. They're going to throw all that's coming down. If you're not paying attention, you won't see that the Most High is tearing down nations right now. Because all they inherit is nothing but lies. And they're going to be cast down in a time of trouble. Now, in your Torah portion, Jacob experienced a lot of trouble, didn't he? But Elohim came to Lavan the Arami in a dream that night and said to him, be careful that you don't say anything to Yaakov from good as far as evil. English says good or evil. That's not true. He didn't say good or evil. He said from good as far as evil, meaning don't from the range. I don't want you to say nothing is dysfunctional all the way up until nothing is evil. So I'm going to give you a range. The range I'm going to tell you is don't say nothing to him that's good all the way to Ra. Okay, Tov to Ra. Don't say nothing between that range. So what I want you to do is I want you to stay neutral. That's what I want you to do. Because I'm coming to you in a dream because I want you to fear me. You're going to dread me. Okay? Because Lavan was in pursuit of Jacob, and there was a trouble because of that. Jacob was in trouble because he's being pursued by his master. Okay? Lavan and Bethuel replied, since this comes from Yahweh, we can't say anything good or evil. So the reason why I put this up here is because those are not the first time that they heard the words good or evil or Ra or Tov, okay, in Hebrew. When Yah came to Lavan in that dream, everyone, he told him these words. And when I was looking, I was like, well, why did the Most High say this? The Most High said these words as Tov or Ra, or all the way to Ra, not or, to Ra, is because, wow, Tov Ra, is because those are the very words that Bethuel and Lavan had said probably like 40 years ago. Lavan and Bethuel replied to Abraham's servant, since this has come from Yahweh, we can't say anything evil or good to you because it came from Yah. So when Yah visited Lavan in that dream, he reminded him about what he said previously over 40-something years ago, or probably 60 years ago, because he said, we can't say anything evil or good, which is Ra or Tov, all the way to these. So this is what Lavan had said, and his father, about what came from Yahweh. So when Yah appeared to him, Yah gave him the same statement, but he reversed it. Don't say anything from Tov to Ra. Because now you're talking about Jacob. See, first, you're talking about me. Now I'm going to tell you about my servant Jacob. So I'm going to tell you this so I can put some dread in you. Because if you do say anything, right, I'm letting you know I'm the one who came to you before. I'm the God of Abraham. The one who came and got your sister from you for Yitzchak. I'm that same Elohim. So he came to visit him. And he says in your Torah portion that he says, if Elohim of my father, the Elohim of Abraham, the one whom Yitzchak dread, has not been on my side, by now you would have already sent me away with nothing. This was a conversation that Lavan was having with Yaakov, and Yaakov was telling him that, look, you would have robbed me. You've been trying to rob me. You changed my wages 10 times. I've kept your sheep, and none of them ever been barren. I've stayed out in the desert. I've been in the heat. I've been in the cold. I've lost sleep. I've had a hard time for the last 20 years. So they have this big argument out in Gilead, in the valley of Gilead, meaning in the place to be revealed. And he's saying that if it had not been for my Elohim, the Elohim of my father, of Abraham, and the one whom Yitzchak dread, Yitzchak trembles at Yah. You see? So this is connected to the nations. So everything that Yaakov was going through with his father-in-law is a picture of what everything that his descendants are going to go through with the nations. They're not going to be fair to you. They're going to try to swindle you out of everything. And it's only because of Yah. I wrote a note to myself that says that we're always looking outside of ourselves for someone to help us. And my wife asked me, so, well, what do you mean by that? We're always looking for someone outside of ourselves to help us. If you notice in the conversations and in the experiences of Leah, Raquel, in the experience of Yaakov, in the experience of Abraham, Isaac, Sarah, they're all looking outside of themselves for someone to help them. You see, the one that we have to look to outside of ourselves is Yah. Yah cares about us. And his desire is to have a relationship with us. His desire is that we would elevate to come to know him. And the only way you and I are going to come to know him and come to tremble before him is by having these experiences. Is by Yah doing something on our behalf. Abraham became wealthy because of what Yah has done through Sarah. So Yah uses people in our lives to change us and to give us those experiences that we need in order for us to elevate and come closer to him. And so there's going to be trouble. There's going to be trembling. There's going to be these things in order for us to come to know Yah. You don't come to know Yah just by just saying you know him. It's actually going to be through experience. The Most High tells us, announce this in the house of Yaakov and proclaim it in Yehuda. Hear this, you stupid, brainless people, who have eyes but do not see, who have ears but do not hear. Do you not fear me? Says Yahweh, won't you tremble? It's the same word, pakad. Why aren't you trembling at my word? Why aren't you going to tremble in my presence like they did at Mount Sinai? The reason why he calls them stupid and brainless is because the brainless piece, when I looked at it, it says that it had to do with their lav. And their lav is their heart. The lamed and the bet. The authority inside. Staff is the authority. This is what dwells inside. The bet. So your heart, which is your mind, is your authority within. So when Yah says that you're brainless, he's literally saying, when he says that you're stupid, he's saying that you don't have enough sense. You're being foolish. You're a foolish people. You're a people that don't even use your mind. When he says you're brainless, he's saying that you don't even use the authority that you have inherently inside of you. I can't give this to you. If you're dumb, you're dumb. If you don't want to learn, you don't want to learn. I can't make you do something. I would encourage you to learn, but if you don't want to, then stay stupid. Yes, he's chiding his people. He's letting them know, don't you fear me? Won't you? When I come, won't you tremble? I'm giving you the heads. I'm letting you know that I'm coming. And if you still want to act stupid and you act like you don't care and you don't have a mind, a law, and authority within yourself to make the changes you need, then you're going to be put to death. That's what it is. And your ancestors already told you, if we keep hearing his words, aren't we going to die? Won't you tremble when I come? Yes, you will. Jacob has trouble. He not only had trouble with his uncle Laban, and never did he get ripped off 10 times, neither did he get deceived and tricked. Neither did he also get cast down, but also too, there's a time of Jacob's trouble. Jacob has trouble. Yaakov has trouble. He is going to be cast down. Yah has brought you out so you can get in trouble. You need to hear what he's about to tell us. Waiyetze, he went out so Yah can put him in trouble, so Yah can deliver him out of his trouble. And he's telling you and I today that I sent you out because of the stuff you did, but also too for the purpose of you to have trouble, so I can fulfill the words that I said. And I'm not going to stop until I finish doing what I told you. Then you'll be at rest. For there is a day that's coming, everyone, says Yahweh, when I will reverse the exile of my people, Yisrael and Yehuda, says Yahweh. I will cause them to return to the land I gave to their ancestors, and they will take possession of it. There's coming a day, okay? Not days, not years, not months, none of that. Here is what Yahweh says. Hear what he says. We heard a cry of terror and of pakad, of dread, trembling, and not peace. Same context, same day. This is going to happen in this day. Ask now and see, can men give birth to children? That's the question you need to ask on that particular. That's the question that's going to be asked on that day. Can men give birth to children? What's the answer, everyone? No. No. So that's a rhetorical question, but the Most High has asked the question, can men give birth to children? You say no. So if man can't give birth to children, then why do then I see all men with their hands on their stomachs, like women in labor, with every face turned mildew? I put that proper word right there, mildew, is because their faces are turning green like mildew. How dreadful, how pakad, how much of a trembling that day will be. It's a day. There has never been one like it. There's never been a day like this. A time of trouble for Yaakov. But out of it, he will be saved. Now, I want to give you some explanation here. I put the word of in red because that is a mistranslation. It's a mistranslation. It's not a time of trouble for Jacob. It's not. It's not a time of trouble for Jacob. What you have here is this word, or this actual, let me put it right here. This letter. That's a lamed. And lamed means to or for. Okay? That's what they call a preposition. It's putting you in placement, in a position. Okay? That's why it's called a preposition, because it's going before something. Okay? So when it says here, it says, Wahayu ki gadol, this will be a great day, a hayom, this particular day, not just a day, this day will be great. The hahu, this will be a great day, right? From all other days, will never nothing be like it, right? He says, and at that time, there's going to be what they call Zara, okay? Zara means pressure. That's what it means. It means pressure. It means to be in a very tight space, okay? It's going to be not of Jacob, but for Jacob, okay? It's going to be for Jacob, right? For him, meaning, and then this word that they have under here is called mimena, but he's going to be saved from it. The reason why he's going to be saved from it, everyone, let me erase this stuff. The reason why he's going to be saved from it, they easily could have put a just a mem right here for this preposition, just to say, from a mehu, but it didn't say. It says mimena. What it's saying is, Jacob, everything that's going to happen is for the sake of Jacob or Yaakov. This is not for him. This is for the sake of Jacob. This is because of Jacob. And then I'm going to save him. He will be saved from it. He's going to be delivered from it. Okay. And the Most High is going to tell us what this pressure is. Okay. This in particular day. This in particular day is a day of salvation for us, but it's not a day of salvation for anyone else. Okay. Everything that's about to happen is because of Jacob. It's on his account. Remember, we said I read all the different names of the sons, which are Jacob's sons. And the Most High had told us, again, let me go back to it to show you. All the judgment's going to happen because Yah has seen your affliction. Yah knows that he's heard through the conversations of the nations that you're unloved. No one loves you. And that your desire is to be joined to your husband, which is Yah. And then you're going to praise Yah. Why? Because he's judged. Why? Because the wrestlings that you have with not only you're within yourself or with others, for now good fortune has come to you because of this judgment. You're going to be happy because Yah has given your wages. And he's bestowed a gift upon you because of the judgment. The judgment of what? Of the nations. And when he judges the nations, Yah is going to take away your disgrace that you've been experiencing while you're in the nations. Those are all the things that are associated with Jacob. You see? So the pressure is going to happen to the world. Yah's about to put the world under an extreme amount of pressure because of Jacob. You see? And it says on that day, because it's going to be one day event, a day of salvation. Okay, Yahweh saved Israel from the hand of the Egyptians. This is found in the book of Exodus, chapter number 14. This is the first time that Yah has ever saved Israel. So if you notice in the text, he says on that day. What day? Same words is used in Jeremiah. On that day, Yahweh saved Israel. Yah is going to save Israel on a day. He saved them from the hand of the Egyptians. Talking about when they were at the Red Sea. Israel's dead on the shore. So Israel's dead on the shore. I don't know what that is. When Israel saw the mighty deeds of Yah, his hand, that Yahweh had performed against the Egyptians. The people feared Yahweh and they believed in Yahweh and his servant Moshe. So the judgment that Yah is going to have, the day of salvation, is the day of judgment. That's what I'm trying to tell you. And it's going to happen on a day just like it happened for Israel when the Egyptians were trying to kill them on that day. So your salvation is not going to be when someone dies on the cross and you're waiting over 2,000 plus years and you're saying that you're saved. And then you read in 1 Corinthians 15 that your body is still dying. Yah's salvation is real. And it's going to be by his hand. So he can accomplish what he said. It's going to be like you read in your covenant today, that he said, I took you out of Mizraim with a strong hand and a stretched out arm. You see? So salvation for Israel is going to happen on a day. And that day is the day of judgment. They are one and the same. On that day, going back to Jeremiah chapter number 30, Yahweh says, Zavaoth, now he's using Yahweh Zavaoth, meaning he's in battle formation. I will break his yoke from off your neck. And I will snap your chains. Foreigners will no longer enslave him. So on the day of your salvation, Yah is going to release the pressure. The pressure that's been from the yoke. Now, remember, last week we talked about this yoke, right? And we had 2 oxen. We had the little baby ox and we had the older, mature ox. And what Yah has done is said, well, when I got you out of, when I took you out of the land, what happened is you detached yourself from me. Meaning that your experience with me, I'm not teaching you anymore the way I wanted to teach you. Now your experiences and what you're being taught is by the yoke that's on the side of your neck that's causing pressure on you. Now it's a burden on you. Now you can't get off from your job. Now you can't worship me. Now you can't serve me. Now you can't bring nothing to me. Now you can't give nothing. Now you can't help the widow. Now you can't help the stranger. Now you can't help the Levite. Now you can't do anything that I asked you to do. Because I put this yoke on you. I allowed the nations to put this pressure on you. And what they've been doing is they've been working you. Do you remember I told you in the covenant that I said that I want you to give rest to your optica, your servant, your male and female servant, and your reshodaka, your oxen, and your donkey? I want you to break the yoke that you've been putting on the necks of people. But now, since I sent you into this slavery piece now, you got this pressure again on you. And they're going to work you until you die. So you're not learning anything from me. You're not living the best life you possibly can. You think you are, but you're not. I need to snap the chains off your neck. When I talk about this experience in this yoke, I'm talking about with Christianity, Christ told you, take my yoke and put it upon your neck. What yoke? He wants to free you from what? From learning about Yah. He's saying that the yoke that was on your neck when Yah connected you to him, that it was too hard for you to bear. So now I'm going to lighten up the load where you don't have to do the work that Yah told you to do. Yah's taking the yoke of these people off of our necks. These foreigners who have enslaved you. Like that foreigner, Arami, Lavan, who put a yoke on your neck for over 20 years and lied to you and deceived you and changed your wages 10 times every time you were doing good. He tried to knock you down off of the ladder. I'm a living witness to everybody. I try to ascend the ladder of my enemies. And every time I would get up closer and closer to where I thought I was going to meet my goal, they would knock me right down off my ladder. Did everything they possibly could to stop my success and my getting closer to what I thought I wanted and what I needed. But I praise Yah that he Ramah, that he knocked me down so I can begin to climb the ladder of Yah. So I can be able to get closer to Yah, so I can elevate in my mind and be the Malakim that he's called me to be. Praise be to the mighty Yah. So I can learn how to fear him. So when someone is trying to tell you other than Yah, that listen, Yah's not going to free this yoke off your neck so you can do what you want to do. He's going to free this yoke off your neck so you can do something. He's going to show it to you right now. On that day. When Yah breaks the yoke and he snaps the chains of the foreigners who enslaved you, instead of you being in service to them and being drugged down all the time with a weight on your neck by accepting homosexuality and lesbian and transgender and queer and all this other kind of stuff, and forcing these foods on you that are poison and you don't have a choice, they will serve Yahweh, their Elohim, and David, their king, whom I will raise up for them. That's what Yah's intention is. So it's not like you're going to get free so you don't have to do anything. Yah's going to free you so you can serve him. And that you can serve the leader that Yah is going to raise up from among you. The one who's in exile with you right now. Yaakov is coming out to do this on that day. So what does he tell us? He said, don't be afraid, Yaakov. My servant, that's who you are, says Yahweh, or be alarmed, Yisrael. For I will return you from afar away and your offspring from the country of exile. So he's talking to Yaakov, and he's saying, I'm going to return you, singular. I thought Yaakov is dead. Yaakov's not dead. Yaakov is still living. He's living through the descendants. Everything that our father went through is the things that you and I are going through and that we're experiencing. Yah says, I brought you out so you can come back in. Yaakov will be quiet, at rest, and no one will make him afraid. After I snap these chains, after I break that yoke off your neck. You see? So our brother Lucas asked, well, why did Yah says until then and up until the time that then I'll leave you then, or I'm finished. when Yah brings us to a point of quietness and rest, there's no reason for us to be afraid. You should be afraid now. Because the people around you, the ones that they're using your tax dollars to fund genocide and to kill thousands of children, you should be afraid. You should be afraid that the Russians and the Chinese and other people around the world decided that one day that they're going to pull the trigger or push the button and send a nuclear bomb here and destroy this place that you and I live in. You should be trembling and afraid, because there's coming a time of trouble because of you. Okay? Why does Yah tell us this? Why does he tell us not to be afraid? And this is the only hope that you and I have. Yah says, for I am with you. I'm with you to rescue you. I'm here to save you, says Yahweh. I will finish off the nations where I've scattered you. I'm going to destroy them. I'm going to finish them off. But I'm going to save you. You see? This is the reason why you need to know that covenant. However, I will not finish off, but will discipline you only as you deserve. I will not completely destroy you. Yah's letting us know that there are some people that are going to be put to death. And the people that are going to be put to death are the stupid, brainless people, the ones who don't have the authority within themselves to make the changes necessary in order to fall in line on the path and the ways of the Most High Yah. Yah is only going to discipline us as we deserve. You have been scattered to the four corners of the earth because that's what you deserve. So you're not getting anything. So all these Hebrew Israelites are out here crying on the streets talking about what this, the white man did this and the white man did this and you did this and you do that. You never hear about what they did. You never hear about them forsaking their Elohim. You never hear that they cast down his laws, statutes, and commandments. You never hear that their ancestors have abandoned Yah and they hated the covenant. This is the reason why he went out. And so Yah can expand us to the west and to the east, to the north and the south. Because that's where Yah's going to bring the judgment because of you. But you and your descendants, and by you, all your descendants of the earth, or descendants of all the families on the earth, will be blessed. What do you mean, Yah? By you and your descendants? Yes, by sending you out. If Yah was never to send us out to the north and to the east and to the south and to the west, the families of the earth will not be blessed. Before the blessing comes, everyone, there has to be judgment. Yah is an Elohim of judgment, and he says, look, for I am with you. He reminds us again through the Torah portion, I'm with you. I will guard you wherever you go. I will bring you back into this land because I won't leave you. I won't forsake you until I have done what I promised you, which is to bring you to quietness and rest. And so no one will make you afraid, because I'm going to finish them off. So I'm only going to discipline you as you deserve. And I won't leave you. Interesting enough, Yaakov went on his way after this incident with his uncle. We didn't go into the details of that. We've been in it before about the gods and the things of that nature, and the argument and the altar, that the standing stone that was there, and the covenant that they made. But here, at the end of your Torah, it's like these are two bookends. We begin our teaching off saying that he saw this ladder with these Malachim ascending and descending upon it, and Yah at the top of it, and Yah spoke to him. Now, as he's done with this situation with his uncle, it seems that Yaakov now goes on his way. He went out from the Aramis and the Aram, the place that he was in Mesopotamia, and he went out again so he can have another encounter. And this time he had an encounter with the Malaks of Yahweh. When Yaakov saw them, he said, "This is Elohim's camp." And he called that place Makanayim, meaning the two camps. We're going to talk more about this on this following week if Yah provides or permits us to go into it. But you see, Yah has given him an encounter with the Malakim. He's having these encounters with the Malakim because Yah's desire is for him to become a prince with Yah, so he could be able to deliver the message that Yah wants him to deliver. So when Yah talks about him not forgetting us, he's not. If he hasn't forgotten Jacob and you're one of the descendants of Jacob and you're one of the people who have joined yourself to the family of Israel, Yah has not forgotten about his people. Those who are joining themselves to Israel have to understand that Yah is dealing with his people, and you're going to have to be just as patient as we are. When you seek me, listen to your Creator. Listen to his words. When you seek me, you will find me, says Yahweh. Provided you seek me wholeheartedly. You got to seek for me wholeheartedly. And I will let you find me, says Yahweh. Then I will reverse your exile. I will gather you from all the nations and the places where I have driven you, says Yahweh. And I will bring you back to the place from which I exiled you. Yah sends us out in order to bring us out. You see? This is his plan. You see? But the goal is for you and I to seek Yah with all of our hearts. And that wholeheartedness is not talking about speech. It's talking about your love again. It's talking about your mind. It's talking about your authority that you have within yourself. The authority inside. Your decision-making processes. That's what I want. I want every part of you. I want a complete mind. I don't want a half-hearted mind. I don't want you to be in suspense about returning to me. I don't want you to be vacillating between two opinions about whether or not I am God and whether or not I gave a son to die on the cross for you. I want you to go back and look at what I said. If I told you to seek me, I'm telling you to seek me. And I told you who I am. The me here is Yod-Heh-Waw-Heh. I didn't tell you to seek Christ. I didn't tell you to seek the New Testament. I didn't tell you that. I told you to seek me. But provided, these are on stipulations that it has to be wholeheartedness. It has to be. It has to be completeness of you. I don't want nothing less. That's what he's asking is, can you do that? Can you do that before the great and dreadful day of the Most High Yah? Can you do that with the anticipation and the expectancy that things in your life is about to change? Can you do it? And will you do it? That's the question. Last week we left off with this letter Lamed, and you saw it again for today. Lamed, meaning to learn. Today, I want to talk to you about this letter called Ma. In the Hebrew, this is the ancient name of this letter. We're only going to go over a couple of letters. Ma. Ma. Just like when you say mama or mother. Okay? So gives you the M sound. Okay? The early Semitic pictograph for this letter is a picture of waves of water. Okay? That's why it looks like an M. That's why your M looks like that. Okay? And it has the meaning of liquid, water, and sea, mighty and massive as the size of the sea, and chaos from the storms of the sea. The Hebrews, right? To the Hebrews, the sea was feared, an unknown place. It was unknown. And so for this reason, they actually used this letter mem, right, to ask a question. Okay. Just like you have this word up here, ma actually in Hebrew is a question because it's something unknown. That's the reason why I use the word ma for, hey, what is this? It's a place that's unknown, right? So kind of like Yaakov, when he had that experience in a Hamakom, he asked, whoa, I didn't even know this place. What is this? This has to be the gateway from heaven to earth, and this has to be the house of the Most High, Elohim. And so that word ma is used as an interrogative, or what they would call an interrogative, that tells you to ask questions like who and what and when and where and why and how. Because you're searching for something that's unknown. Because the water, you don't know what's underneath the water. You don't know what's underneath there. You know, you don't know what's underneath the sea. It could be a shark. Forget my drawing. I don't even know how to draw. It could be a shark. It could be anything under. It could be a whale. You could be eaten up. So the Hebrew people didn't like swimming, okay? Because they were like, we don't know what's in there. So the Hebrew people are very scary, okay? Now for me, I can't go. I went swimming in the ocean, and I think it was we were in Mexico or something, and I was terrified. And I actually got my life preserver jacket didn't work. I almost drowned. And I tried to swim all the way back to shore, and I was getting hit by these waves, and they were pushing me towards these rocks, and they're, these big boulders, and I was going to be killed, right? Then I opened up my eyes, and what did I see? Well, not only were I going to be killed by the waves and smashed into the rocks from these waves, but also too, I was swimming in a colony of jellyfish. And so I was going to die, man. It's crazy. Okay. So unknown. That's what ma is. Okay. So water, liquid, it means what? And it means unknown. The unknown. Okay. Oh, kind of like with the word mana, right? And what's mana? Somebody tell me what mana is. Mana. What's mana? What's mana?
Bread.
The Lachem's bread.
Yeah, and it was the bread, right? It was the lachem that was what? That was unknown. He said, you and your fathers don't know this. They don't know what I fed you. And then we got in Psalm 78, the Most High said, I fed you with manna, right? Man. I fed you with man, that which is unknown to what? To human beings. So why would the Most High feed you bread that only Malachims eat? Somebody tell me. Because you're a Malachim. I know. Akika's lost his mind. He's telling us that we have some powers. Yeah, I am telling you that. I'm telling you that you received divine revelation from Mount Sinai. I'm telling you that you're a guardian of Yah's laws and statutes and commandments on the earth. I'm telling you that is your service. I'm telling you are a Malach of Yahweh. I'm telling you that our ancestors ate the bread that was given to the Malachim. Why would Yah give you bread that belongs to the Malachim? Unless you're the Malachim. Why is he being introduced to the Malachim? Why is the first letter of Malachim the Mem? The unknown. See? So there's a lot of stuff that you and I don't know. You understand? So the Most High is letting you know through this language, I'm going to tell you stuff that you don't know. And those are the ways that it's written. Some cursive, some block. You got your mem right here. That's when I first started learning how to write this, I was like, man, this seems hard, right? I was like, oh, I can't do this. It's so ugly. Yay. So what I did, everyone, is I just said, okay, I'm going to make a line like this, and I'm going to come like this. And then I'm going to take it right here, and I'm going to go up, and I'm going to come down, and I'm going to go like that, like that. Go like that. That's how you make a mem. Like that, make a line, and then come over here on the top like this, come out, come here, and then come here. And that's a mem. Easy. Or you could say, oh, I want to make it like this. Or you could say, and here, these two right here are called finals. So they look a little different, right? They just look like boxes, okay? The reason why they're finals is because they're the last letter that's on the word. So for example, I'm going to write this out as mem. I'm going to go mem like this. That's a mem. And then I'm going to put a little yod here. And then if I was to make another mem, I wouldn't make one like this. I wouldn't do this again. I couldn't do that because that's not a final. Since it's the final letter in the word, I have to make it like this. You see? So some letters have final letters, and this is one of them, okay? So that's what you have there, the letter mem, right? Now, just to kind of confirm what I said, without you guys thinking that I'm nuts and that I don't know what I'm talking about, I want to share with you where you can find where the Most High has said that you guys are not only gods, but also too, I fed you with the bread of heaven. I think it's in 78, if I'm not mistaken. All right, so this one's about hear my teaching my people, give ear my people to my law, incline your ears to my words. Okay, let me just hurry up and find it out where. The sons being carrying. I think this is a pretty long chapter. He split. Yeah, he's given an account of everything that he's done. Rebelling against me. They spoke against me, prepared in the wilderness a table. Oh, that's the question they asked. Can he prepare? He commanded. Oh, here it is. All right. So verse number 24 says, and he reigned, right? Reading from right to left. And he reigned Elohim man. There's our word right there. He's put man, which is mana. Okay. He's put man. I've given them man. He's rained man, like water, right? For them to eat. Because they're always, infinitively to eat. And I gave them bread from heaven. He gave to Lamo, to them. Okay. And it says it's lechem. It's bread, food, right? Of the mighty ones. The Abarim, the mighty ones. That's what he gave you. And the mighty ones are the ones that are eating it in the heavens. This is what they eat. If it came down from heaven, if the manna came down, well, where's it at? It's in the Shamayim. And so it's the lakim of the Avarim, of the mighty ones, that he has given as food as men. Okay, that he sent that to them so they could be full. So you and I are the ones that the Most High says that if I'm going to give this to you, I'm going to feed you with something that's going to sustain you while you're in a place of desolation. I'm going to give this to you. Okay. So the Most High was able to do that for us. And so he's never done that for anyone else. And he said, I didn't even do this to your fathers. Your fathers don't have and never eaten this. So when he's talking about the people of the world is going to be blessed through Israel, right? And Jacob's children, what he's saying is that you and I have to be different than they are. You can't bless someone can't be blessed by someone who's on the same equal status. The person who's doing the blessing or being blessed in is they got to be able to have something higher than themselves. So this is the reason why the Most High introduced that ladder to him, because he's telling him, I want you to climb up this ladder because you're going to be the one who's supposed to be receiving information and doing my service. That which makes you worthy of someone falling down and prostrating themselves before you and blessing you and handing you a gift. You see? So that's what Yah is telling us. Okay. Let me see here. Let's see here. Can you guys see my screen? We're almost done.
Yep.
All right, cool. I'm charging that up right quick. See something? Okay. Waiyetze. Perfect. All right, cool. Yeah, that's who we are. And so because we're those people, we're gonna have to start thinking and acting and putting on our radar what we need to do. Beautiful. All right, you know what time it is, everyone. It's time for you to exercise your brain. You can start recording, Lucas. Thank you.